Travis Kalanick, the CEO and co-founder of Uber, has 4 different versions on record discussing how he or Garrett Camp invented the idea for Uber. Which one of them is true? None of them. This is the story of Celluride, the company I started in 2002, and my history as the pioneer of the ride-sharing industry. Kalanick created an exact replica of Celluride and called it Uber. In 2006, years before Uber was founded, I shared Celluride with Kalanick numerous times and detailed the blueprints of a new industry. There are many Uber scandals. Only this one involves Uber's first investors that I worked with on Celluride. Bill Trenchard, Bill Gurley, and Scott Belsky cut me out and instead invested in Uber. Kalanick flagrantly violated Celluride's intellectual property, trade secrets, and years of our research.
How do you get the idea?
Oh, I mean, you got to have ideas. If you don't have ideas, then maybe you should join somebody else's idea. Right?
True.
Yeah. Join somebody else's idea. Join somebody else's idea. Join somebody else's idea.
That is why I just filed a lawsuit against Kalanick, Uber, and these investors.
Travis Kalanick is obviously morally corrupted and has a board who will not stand up to him.
I grew up in New York City and lived the problems of finding a taxi, black car, or limo. It is often impossible to find a taxi, especially in the winter and during rush hour. In 2002, I started Celluride to see on your phone the vehicles around you, the price, pictures, then order it. The name Celluride embodies what we were creating, using a cell phone to allow you to instantly find a ride. The killer feature is arrival awareness, for passengers and drivers to see each other on a map. The private transportation industry was ripe for disruption. In November 2003, I registered Celluride.com. Wilson Sonsini, the prestigious law firm, represented Celluride in exchange for stock. I started building a team of advisors and engineers and built a cell phone demo. In 2006, we developed a prototype with GPS and maps for multiple drivers and passengers. This is our 2005 brochure. Screenshots from a flip phone show the demo's user interface. We had a list of fleets, drivers, and corporations for our launch. In 2005, the iPhone and Android did not exist. To create a mobile app, developers ported an app to 40 different devices on each carrier. Porting was a massive barrier to entry. In 2006, I was at Jonathan Abrams' office on 25 Stillman Street in San Francisco. He is the social networking pioneer that founded Friendster. Abrams rented the entire second floor. It had a common room and 3 office rooms. One of those offices, a 15 by 10 foot room, was rented by Kalanick as an office for Red Swoosh. Kalanick shared with me his struggles. His first company, Scour, was sued by the recording industry and shut down. His second company, Red Swoosh, was stagnant.
You know, I've got these socks here. I know everybody's talking about socks. This says blood, sweat, and ramen, okay? So everybody talks about blood, sweat, and tears, but my last company, I did 4 years without a salary, and so I ate a lot of ramen.
Scour and Red Swoosh created peer-to-peer products. After Akamai bought Red Swoosh in 2007, Kalanick became Akamai's head of peer-to-peer initiatives.
Uber sort of just off to the races from the get-go. I had other companies, like my last one, I was 5 years too early to market.
After 6 years working on Red Swoosh, it had never scaled beyond his small team, and he was bored. I told Kalanick about my stealth mode company. Celluride was right up his alley as a peer-to-peer network. Kalanick was brilliant at gaining my trust. He was a humbler version of his current reincarnation. I thought I could form a business relationship with Kalanick as an advisor or team member and shared Celluride's presentation, architecture, brochure, and cell phone demo. Most importantly, we discussed the massive business opportunity of the private transportation market. which he knew nothing about at the time. When we were discussing my cell phone demo, Kalanick smiled and really loved Celluride. Kalanick was very interested in discussing Celluride and wondered how the launch was progressing. The more I trusted him, the more I shared. Clearly, he is brilliant at gaining trust. Over the past 8 months, Uber investors have trusted him with $4 billion.
If the slogan for Google is "Don't be evil," I think the slogan for Uber is something like, do a little bit of evil and don't get caught. And I think it is without question the most ethically challenged company in Silicon Valley. I think it is without question the most ethically challenged company in Silicon Valley.
The examples of misogyny in this company are astounding. I mean, there's the whole glory rides thing where they were tracking, by looking at the data patterns, who was having one-night stands and, you know, fist bumping and high-fiving people virtually over this. This story is fascinating because it is a litmus test for Silicon Valley investors, and do they have a conscience over money? I'll name some of them: Shervin Pishavar, Rob Hayes from First Round, Bill Gurley from Benchmark. And I said, I need to know, do you support this company using $1 million of your money to smear me? Not a single one has even called me back or emailed. And as soon as this dies down, they will come at me in this or a worse way. I'm convinced of it.
I graduated from Cornell University and am very active in the alumni community. Most alumni have a deep connection to Cornell. That really builds a sense of trust. In 2007, I asked a Cornell alumni to introduce me to the CEO of LiveOps, Bill Trenchard. Trenchard also invested in startups. LiveOps is a call center platform for home-based contractors. At the time, they had 20,000 agents. LiveOps is a pioneer in distributed workforce. Celluride is the next generation in distributed workforce. Currently, Trenchard is vice chair of entrepreneurship at Cornell. Finding someone that pioneered the scaling of a distributed workforce platform that went to Cornell and I trusted was a dream. Soon after Trenchard left LiveOps, I spent a lot of time with him in person, on the phone, and through email. He became a confidant, someone I looked up to as an amazing success. I showed him my demo and prototype, in addition to all the product feature usability research, presentations, and financials. He met with me numerous times and asked me to share with him more details about Celluride. I saw him as a partner in developing the business and even discussed with him taking on a key role. He asked me to offer additional details in how to launch Celluride and the market potential. He lured me in, and I showed him everything. I never imagined he would take Celluride and capitalize on it while cutting me out. Trenchard was deeply involved with both First Round Capital and Founders Collective throughout the time that we were working on Celluride. In a June 2012 interview with Fortune magazine, Trenchard's email described his deep involvement with both entities. I have been closely involved with both funds since their inception and have collaborated with both funds actively over the past few years. I look forward to finding more opportunities to deepen the relationship between Founders Collective and First Round Capital through my current efforts. It is clear to me now that while I thought Trenchard was helping Celluride, he was taking my information as an agent for First Round and Founders Collective. As their authorized agent, his conduct is their conduct. They benefited from Trenchard's knowledge. As they say, follow the money, and it leads to Trenchard.
How do you get the idea?
Oh, I mean, you got to have ideas. If you don't have ideas, then maybe you should join somebody else's idea. Right?
True.
Yeah. Join somebody else's idea. Join somebody else's idea. Join somebody else's idea.